Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying the format as much as me. This is just a little bit of a change of pace for my viewers who maybe prefer the older formats, okay? So this is a deck profile of a deck from GOAT format that isn't standard GOAT. So we start things off with Break of the Magical Warrior. Obviously this is fairly standard, as is Sangan searches a few monsters in your deck, namely Serpent. Tribe Infecting Virus, it's a board wipe, combos extremely well with the aforementioned Sinister Serpent, or Le Serpent Sinistre. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit different. Gone with 2 copies of DD Assailant. DD Assailant is just a bit of a problem card for your opponent. At the end of the day, they have to waste resources to out it. It's really strong. It's a beta DD Warrior Lady, a superior version of DD Assailant because it's searchable of Sangan and it's more versatile in its removal effects. And the last warrior is Exile Force, which is really good in GOAT format because you can clear face down threats like Magician of Faith and Morphing Jar. Next up, this is where it gets a little bit tasty. 3 copies of Xarian Universe. This is probably the biggest introduction to the deck looking back on the format retrospectively, if that makes sense. I.e., it wasn't played at the time, but now everyone plays it, and that's because it destroys goats and it's a massive presence. Next up, I've decided to go with triple Harambe. Mark of respect to the aforementioned gorilla. This card is absolutely huge, beats over Parshath. Just be careful with its ability. Next up, to round out the monsters, I've gone with 3 copies of Enrage Battleox. This might seem a bit weird, a bit questionable. I just feel it's another big monster that gets over goats. At the end of the day, in this deck, you're beating down your opponent and you want to reduce their life points to 0 as quickly as possible. Spell cards, Some Things Never Change, Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, and you can probably guess the next one, Delinquent Duo. All extremely strong cards that you really want to see. Next up, gone with One Rotor. Obviously you're running a Warrior Toolbox element to your deck, and this card helps you search an exiled if you need to clear a face down Faith, a DD Warrior Lady if you're having trouble clearing Jinzo, etc, etc. Premature Burial, it's a one of, bring something back, win the game. Snatch Steal, take something, win the game. Unfair cards essentially. Heavy Storm, probably one of the biggest tempo shift cards in the format. You have to play this card really well, obviously you're playing a lot of back row in this deck, but you can still get maximum value out of this card. At the end of the day, if it clears you for a game shot, then it's done its job. MST, you need to be careful when you play this card. Usually I'll hold on to this until I can hit something like Premature Burial, Call the Haunted, Snatch Steal, those sort of cards. Nobleman of Crossout, this card is essential. You still have to respect the format, and that means playing around Magician of Faith, Morphing Jar, etc. You can't just beat through everything. Onto the traps, there's quite a lot. One Ring of Destruction. Ring of Destruction, probably the most unfair card in the format, swings games all by itself. Mirror Force, it's a board wipe, clearing your opponent's threats so that you can attack through for damage. 1 TT, again, you're not always going to have board presence even though you're playing such high attack beaters, and this card is essential. Call of the Haunted, bring something back, win the game. Seen a trend. 3 copies of Sakuretsu Armor. Sakuretsu Armor is one of the biggest 1-for-1 traps in the format. Clear your opponent's threats so that you can get through pushes for game, essentially. You're seeing a very common theme here. Dust Tornado. Clear obstructions so that you can make pushes for game. Skill Drain. This might seem a bit of a weird choice because you're playing a lot of effect monsters, but you've got to remember your game plan. Your game plan is to beat your opponent down, and Skill Drain will help get you there. It's really, really strong against standard Goat. And the last card we play is 3 copies of Trapdoor Shoot, and we play Trapdoor Shoot just because it helps to keep the pressure on your opponent, and information is always extremely useful. Hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and stay tuned. I should have PK Fire up shortly, as well as possibly an updated Evil Swarm deck profile and a Blue Eyes deck profile. Thanks for watching.